god for rains and nature, etc. So he got very angry with the farmers for some reason. Somehow I find that some of the gods have been very egoistic. So he was angry, and because he was angry, he gave a shrap. You understand a shrap? He told them that I'm not going to give you any rains for next 12 years. So the farmers were really distressed, because as you can understand, without rains they would not be able to do any farming, and there would be no crops, and how would they earn, and how would they carry on with their living and their expenses and everything. So they were very, very distressed. So they prayed to Lord Indra, and they said that, isn't there a way out? Can you not help us, please? So we are sorry, etc. So Indra said, okay, it is possible that I will give you rains even before the 12 years are over if Lord Shiva plays his Damru. So the farmers were very happy. Okay, we found a solution. But internally, Lord Indra and Lord Shiva were hand in glove. So he told Shiva, don't play the Damru. Don't agree to that, even if the farmers come to you. So when the farmers went to Lord Shiva, naturally he said, no, I am not going to play my Damru before 12 years. So devastated, all the farmers came back, and they took it as their destiny, that what can we do? We can only wait for the rains, and after 12 years we'll have some luck. But there was one particular farmer who also accepted whatever the circumstances were, but he started working on himself. He said, okay, I can't control the gods, but I can do something myself. So he used to go with his bull every day, and he used to till the land, and he used to put the manure, and he used to work hard and do his karma as was required. 1 year passed, 2 years passed, 3 years passed, and then one day Goddess Parvati chanced to see this farmer. Everyone used to laugh at him. Is he mad? There are going to be no rains. Why is he working so hard? So Goddess Parvati, when she saw, she was really impressed with his perseverance. So she went up to Lord Shiva, and she asked him, she said, you're not going to play your Damru for 12 years, but 3 years have passed. I'm sure you have forgotten how to play the Damru. So the innocence that we all know about in Lord Shiva, he picked up his Damru and he played it to show her, of course I have not forgotten. I know how to play the Damru. It's a skill. And as soon as he played the Damru, we can all imagine what must have happened. Lord Indra had to give rainfall. He had to, give the rains, and the rains were there for all the farmers. But naturally, who benefited from the rains? It's a no-brainer. We can all imagine that who must have benefited. With equanimity is the first quality of a resilient person. Second one is trying to find a meaning. Why? What is happening? What is my role that I should be playing in that? How I can make the best use of these challenging times under the circumstances. And thirdly, very importantly, can I improve under the circumstances and make myself a little better than yesterday or not? Now, if we are able to combine all these three, we would be called resilient. With the burning platform, again, it's a management concept, and the original story was set, it was in the setting of Scotland, when there was a huge catastrophic explosion in off the coast of Scotland, and 163 people got burned. But there was a survivor, Andy Bochan, and when people interviewed him that how you were able to survive such an explosion, he said, when I realized that there was this huge explosion and all the debris and oil had risen, I had to make a choice, and the choice was, should I stay on the platform on the ridge and lose my life, or should I take the risk of jumping? So burning platform is a management concept which stands for a forced reappraisal in an organization of existing rules and status quo.